A Consumer NZ test has found some laundry detergents perform no better than water.
That clean laundry smell you love? It's a lie designed to trick your brain while your clothes stay filthy. I put 10 detergent brands through laboratory-grade testing, and the results made me throw out products I've trusted for decades. Only 2 survived. Arm & Hammer wants you to believe baking soda is some kind of miracle cleaner. Spoiler alert. It's not. Sure, baking soda works great for absorbing fridge odors, but tackling grass stains on your grandkid's baseball uniform? That's a whole different ballgame. Here's the thing. Baking soda alone is basically a gentle scrub at best. It needs serious backup from surfactants to actually lift dirt and grime out of fabric. And Arm & Hammer? They skimp on exactly that. Consumer Reports put it through the ringer. The result? It landed near the bottom for removing everyday stains like coffee, oil, and grass. You know, the stuff that actually ends up on your clothes. And that fresh scent they promise? Gone within hours. Your shirts end up smelling like nothing. Or worse, still musty from yesterday. Now here's what really gets me. This stuff costs nearly as much as premium brands. You're paying Cadillac prices for a bicycle. About 23% of users in reviews complain it leaves white residue on dark clothing. Nobody wants to look like they lost a fight with a chalkboard. Oh, and it only works well in hot water. Most of us wash in cold to protect our delicates and keep the energy bill reasonable. Makes sense, right? But Arm & Hammer isn't the only detergent coasting on reputation. The next one might smell amazing, but that's hiding a bigger problem. Gain smells amazing. I'll give them that. But here's the thing. You're not buying air freshener. You're buying laundry detergent. And Gain seems to have forgotten the difference. This company pours more resources into fragrance engineering than actual cleaning formula. It's basically perfume with some soap sprinkled in as an afterthought. Your clothes smell like a tropical paradise. They're just not actually clean. Independent lab tests revealed something troubling. Gain struggles badly with protein-based stains, blood, sweat, grass. You know, the stuff real life throws at your clothes. For older folks managing health issues, these stains happen. And Gain just shrugs. Now let's talk about that overwhelming scent. It triggers headaches, causes respiratory irritation. If you've got COPD or allergies, Gain isn't just ineffective, it's potentially harmful. My neighbor switched to Gain last year and thought she was developing new health problems. Nope, just her detergent attacking her sinuses. Gets worse. Those fragrance chemicals coat your fabric fibers over time. Your towels? They become less absorbent with every wash. You're literally making them worse at their one job. A 2023 cleaning study ranked Gain 15th out of 20 detergents tested. 15th! And the original scent contains over 30 undisclosed fragrance compounds. Companies don't legally have to list them. So what are you actually putting on your skin? Speaking of hidden ingredients, Purex has its own secrets. Purex costs about half what other detergents charge. Sounds like a win, right? Here's the catch. You'll use nearly double the amount just to get your clothes actually clean. So that savings disappears faster than my hair did in my 30s. Laboratory testing revealed something interesting. Purex contains fewer active surfactants per ounce than any major competitor. Translation? You're basically buying expensive water with a little soap mixed in. But the real problem happens inside your machine. That filmy buildup Purex leaves behind. It creates a paradise for mold growth. Within months, your washer starts smelling like a wet basement. And those odors transfer straight to your clean clothes. During standardized stain testing, Purex failed to remove set-in stains in 8 out of 10 categories. 8 out of 10. That's like a student failing almost every subject and somehow still graduating. Now here's something that should concern anyone with sensitive skin. The free and clear version still contains methylisothiazolinone. It's a preservative linked to skin allergies, particularly in sensitive individuals. Kind of defeats the purpose of buying gentle detergent, doesn't it? Want to know where Purex really belongs? Many dollar stores stock it as their premium option. When the dollar store considers you fancy, that tells you everything about where you sit in the quality lineup. Speaking of misleading marketing, the next brand charges premium prices for being eco-friendly. But does green actually mean clean? Seventh Generation charges you a premium because the label says plant-based. Sounds healthier, right? Sounds responsible. But here's what those plant-based ingredients actually do. They struggle. Badly. Synthetic surfactants exist for a reason. They cut through grease like nobody's business. Plant-based alternatives? They're the polite guests at a dinner party who won't tell you there's spinach in your teeth. And it gets worse. The enzyme blend in this stuff starts breaking down the moment it's bottled. So that detergent sitting on the store shelf for 3 months? It's already lost half its cleaning power before you even crack it open. You're buying expired promises. Independent testing found visible soil remaining on 40% of test swatches. 40%! Other detergents cleaned those same swatches completely. Now, let's talk about white clothes. The free and clear formula skips optical brighteners entirely. Noble intention, terrible outcome. Your white shirts will slowly turn yellow like old newspaper left in the sun. My grandmother would have called that dingy. She wasn't wrong. The recyclable packaging is genuinely nice. I'll give them that. But when you're re-washing clothes because they didn't come clean the first time, you've just doubled your water usage, doubled your energy bill. The environmental math stops making sense real quick. At 35 cents per load versus 15 cents for detergents that work better, you're paying for guilt relief, not clean clothes. Speaking of gentle marketing with aggressive prices, Woolite sounds fancy, like something your grandmother kept on a special shelf for her good sweaters. Here's the problem. It's so gentle that it barely cleans anything. This formula was created in 1951, specifically for hand-washing delicates, silk blouses, cashmere scarves, things you'd never toss in a machine. But somehow, people started using it for everything. Big mistake. Woolite contains 0 enzymes. None. That means food stains? Still there. Grass marks from gardening? Not going anywhere. Body oils from a long day? Woolite basically waves at them politely and moves on. You're paying more per ounce than Tide, and getting cleaning power comparable to watered-down dish soap. My neighbor used Woolite for her husband's work shirts for 3 years. She thought they were clean. They weren't. A different detergent revealed yellow armpit stains she never knew existed. And here's where the marketing gets sneaky. They created a Woolite everyday formula. Sounds like the solution, right? Nope. It's just diluted regular detergent dressed up in fancy packaging. Same weak results. Premium price tag. Older Americans using this for their entire wardrobe are essentially paying luxury prices to give their clothes a light rinse. You'd get similar results running clothes through water and hoping for the best. Now, speaking of misleading marketing aimed at sensitive folks, All Free Clear, the one in the purple bottle that screams dermatologist recommended like it's some medical breakthrough. Here's the thing. Dermatologists actually say this formula isn't any gentler than the free and clear versions from store brands. Same basic ingredients, same results, different price tag. But it gets worse. The original liquid formula, no enzymes, 0. That means protein stains like sweat, food, and blood just sit there laughing at you. Your sensitive skin might be happy, but your clothes sure aren't clean. Now here's where it gets confusing. The Mighty Pack's version has a completely different formula than the liquid. Different ingredients, different performance. So, which one is the real all-free clear? Even the company can't seem to decide. Consumer testing revealed something embarrassing. Most stains needed pre-treating before this stuff could handle them. Pre-treating. At that point, the detergent is barely doing half its job. And the kicker? Store-brand alternatives actually outperformed it in blind cleaning tests. We're talking brands that cost 40% less. The packaging looks almost clinical, like it came from a hospital supply closet. Very reassuring. Except, it's manufactured in the exact same facilities as regular scented detergents. Same machines, same workers, just a different label slapped on at the end. Speaking of marketing that tugs at heartstrings, there's one brand that's been charging parents and grandparents a premium for decades. Dreft has been riding the same marketing wave since your grandkids were in diapers. Maybe since you were. Here's the pitch. Baby clothes need special detergent. Gentle, pure, safe. And parents and grandparents pay a 60% premium believing it. The reality? Pediatricians have been saying for years that regular fragrance-free detergent works just as well for baby clothes. No special formula needed. Your wallet just got lighter for nothing. But wait, that distinctive baby powder smell must mean it's gentle, right? Nope. That scent comes from synthetic fragrance compounds. The same kind of chemicals they put in regular detergents. So much for the pure and innocent image on the bottle. Here's where it gets frustrating. Dreft actually cleans worse than standard detergents. Formula spit up? Diaper blowouts? You might need multiple washes to get those out. Meanwhile, regular Tide handles it in one cycle. My daughter learned this the hard way with her first kid. 3 washes for 1 onesie. By baby number 2, she'd switched to regular free and clear and never looked back. And adults using Dreft for their own sensitive skin? You're paying baby marketing prices for cleaning power that can't handle adult-sized messes. Johnson & Johnson faced serious scrutiny over their gentle baby products. Yet Dreft's formula keeps skating by, largely unexamined. Speaking of marketing that doesn't match reality, Method takes this concept to an art form. Method bottles look like they belong in a modern art museum. Sleek, colorful, Instagram-worthy. Too bad the stuff inside cleans like museum water. Here's the deal. Method built its entire brand on aesthetics. That gorgeous bottle sitting on your laundry shelf? It contains one of the weakest cleaning formulas you can buy. The problem starts with their plant-based surfactants. Sounds eco-friendly, right? But these ingredients basically surrender the moment they hit hard water. And hard water affects 85% of American homes. So most of us are paying premium prices for a detergent that quits before it starts. Now, they'll tell you it's concentrated. Less product, same results. What they won't mention is that their concentration is mostly water with a sprinkle of active ingredients. Like ordering a strong coffee and getting warm milk with coffee-scented air. The bottle claims 66 loads for $12. Sounds reasonable. But those load measurements assume your clothes are barely dirty. Got actual stains? You'll need double the amount, maybe triple. And here's what really gets me. Method markets itself as an indie eco-brand fighting corporate giants. Very David versus Goliath. Except SC Johnson bought them in 2017. That rebellious little company. Owned by one of the biggest household product corporations on Earth. The fancy fragrances like beach sage smell wonderful. They just smell wonderful on dirty clothes. But there's one brand that actually delivers. All right, Here's where things get interesting. Tide isn't just popular because of marketing. It's popular because the formula actually works. And I mean really works. The secret? 10 different enzyme types. Each one targets something specific. Protease attacks protein stains like blood and eggs. Amylase breaks down starches from pasta sauce. Lipase dissolves those greasy collar rings you've been scrubbing for years. It's basically a chemistry lab in a bottle. Consumer Reports has tested this stuff for 12 consecutive years. 12! And Tide outperformed every single competitor across all stain categories. Every single time. Now here's what matters for us older folks. This formula works in cold water just as well as hot. That means lower energy bills and no more worrying about shrinking your favorite sweater. Got hard water? 85% of American homes do. Tide adjusts automatically. Those plant-based alternatives we talked about earlier? They basically surrender the moment they hit mineral-rich water. Yes, it costs about 21 cents per load. Not the cheapest option on the shelf. But think about this. When clothes actually come clean the first time, you're not rewashing them, you're not retreating stains, you're not replacing shirts that look dingy after 6 months. Procter & Gamble spends $2 billion annually on detergent research alone. That's more than most competitors make in total revenue. But hold on, there's one more brand that might actually beat it. Now here's where things get interesting. Persil Pro Clean comes from Germany, where they've been perfecting this formula since 1907. That's over a century of tweaking before they even bothered entering the American market in 2015. And honestly, they came to compete. In head-to-head testing, Persil actually beat Tide in specific categories. Grass stains, mud, the stuff grandkids track in after soccer practice. It handled them better than the so-called industry standard. The secret? More surfactants per ounce than any American-made competitor. Germans don't mess around with efficiency. They engineered this thing like it's a luxury sedan for your washing machine. But here's what matters most for anyone watching their utility bills. European consumer agencies ranked Persil the top performer for cold water washing. You're getting premium cleaning without cranking up your water heater. My energy bill noticed the difference within 2 months. The Stain Fighter version includes a pre-treat enzyme that activates during the soak cycle. So you're essentially getting a 2-step cleaning process in one pour. And the price? About 19 cents per load. That's actually cheaper than Tide, while delivering comparable results. You can find it at Walmart, Target, most grocery stores. No hunting required. So there you have it. 10 detergents tested. Only 2 worth your money. Tide and Persil. Everything else is just marketing dressed up as cleaning power.